Like vision is looking out to a certain point and noticing that's where that is, and then understanding the space in between it to get there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I see that car over there, but how am I gonna get to the car? Like, I gotta walk. That effort that you put into it to walk.
What's going on, AIM team? Welcome again to another AIM podcast with Doug, and we've got a super special guest, John Brannon from the LA Chargers. So excited to have him on here. So excited to hear his story, hear where he's come from and how he's made it to where he's got it. Doug, let's bring him in a little bit.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're pumped, man. This is going to be one of our best episodes yet. JB is someone I go back with a little ways, being athletes in college together and obviously on different teams, but it's just a guy I look up to, man. It's a guy I respect. It's a guy, it's a brother in Christ. It's a guy I know is following the Lord and just someone that's worked so hard and led so well. And obviously it's paid off for him. He's been extremely successful and I'm so proud of him. And, without further ado, man, I appreciate you being on the show today.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. What an intro, for real. What an intro, Derek.
Hey, I mean everything I say, bro, and you've done so well, and it's just been cool to know you and see your progress and see how many lives you've touched, and obviously you're having a lot of personal success, which you deserve every bit of it. So I'm happy for you, brother.
I appreciate it, man. All glory to God, for sure.
Amen.
All glory to God.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I think one of the coolest things about you is just your story, man. And I kind of want you to just tell the viewers a little bit more about yourself and kind of where you came up from and how you got to where you are today.
All right. Well, born and raised Charlotte, North Carolina. First love, I'm gonna tell the truth, is not football. Was not football, man. I was a hooper, man. I used to go up north to Delaware, where most some of my family is, and play with my older cousin Bryce. And so basketball was where it's at for a good minute.
Yeah.
But fell in love with football at a young age, like probably like five or six, where I could play, where I was eligible to play, man. And ever since then, I've been, man, just fall in love with the game slowly and surely. And when I went to high school, I've been playing Pop Warner for like since I came up to high school my ninth grade year. So that was like little like age limit and stuff like that, football. But then when I went to high school, I started off as a receiver, trying to get them deep balls, all that slant routes, going for 30, going for the tug. You feel me?
Yes,
But nah. Then I started playing after my sophomore year at high school. I started playing corner junior year, and that was like my first time ever like really playing like the defensive back position. And so that first year junior, got like 8 interceptions, went crazy, got a touchdown, everything went crazy. And then they were like, all right, this is your position for now on. Now, like, so senior year, high school, man, that's when things really started picking up in between like that junior year to senior year, where things really started clicking for me. Like offers, stuff like that. Coaches helping me a little bit, me doing my own, like emailing, looking up coaches' emails, like, hey, all right, sending like I ain't gonna lie, it was like a like written email, but I just changed the name of the school, like, hey coach, and like changed the name, but it still had my film, like my stats and stuff like that. And then senior year, like the beginning of senior year, like I started like really getting looks and stuff like that. Coaches really getting interested. Big part that took me away from being in big schools was probably my grades. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Grades. AP Spanish was hard, like insane. But man, I dug it out and got through it. But yeah, senior year, 8 interceptions, so 16 in total for two seasons playing, just playing the defensive back, and I was like loving it. And then I just felt like Western was where I was supposed to be at, man. That's what my heart was. My family, mom loved it for sure because of Coach Spear talking about education first. Like he's here to get education before he plays football. Mom was like, "Yeah, this is a school for you." But nah, it was a different scenery for me for at Western because I'm from the city, so mountain. That was my first time going to the mountains when I went to go visit, and so I just fell in love with the scenery, the environment. I felt like this was like if you want to do anything to try something new in college was to do it, and I felt like Western was the place to do it. And then the way the team was family. Like you could just feel this, like, hey, you good, man? Like, hey, like just for me coming from the visit, and I was just like, hey, these are like acting like I knew these guys for years. I just met them, So that was awesome. I love the time at Western. I had just building relationships, career wise, on and off the field, even though it was a struggle on sometimes. But in general, I loved it. I loved it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, your story is amazing. I think the bottom line is, you know, you never gave up. You kept pushing, you worked hard, and you kept your faith in God. And I think
Yeah.
that's an inspiring story for a lot of young athletes, a lot of young people listening to this, man.
Yeah. Nah, it is. I mean, it's just like within my story, there was years where it's just like hard, like freshman year, it was tough, like, not getting the playing time or just not knowing where like I belonged. Also, because it was also my first year of college, it's just like everything was new. Like just not know where I belonged, like on the field or like where my real focus was off the field. Like I struggled my first semester, not even gonna lie, like in college. Like I was on like to the point where it's like academic probation type. Like I was
Oh,
like, dang, like I'm in a hole and it's not even a good look to like, especially when I'm trying to get on the field, it's not a good look then. Like so it was just tough. But I mean, keeping my faith was really just faith in my mindset was huge for me and just getting where I needed to understand where I am right now and where I want to be. Like just where I want to be. Like yeah, my everybody's main goal is to get to the league, yeah. But it's like what am I like the process? My process to getting there, like, all right, I need straighten up in classes. All right, what outfield, like what outside of football, like studying do I need to do? Like whether it's like learning the game more or just asking better questions, getting the game, like learn the game while you have time. Learn anything while you have time, you know?
absolutely. I love how you talk about the process because that's something that Justin and I, our last episode was about the process, about how life's a marathon, not a sprint. And I
Mm-hmm.
want you to talk more about this because I think there's a lot of value here. You talk about understanding where you are now, but at the same time, you're seeing where you want to go. And I
Yeah,
think a lot of people see where they want to go, but they don't know how to act in the moment. They don't know about the little things they have to do to get there. They just see
yeah,
the shiny gold pot at the end of the rainbow, but they don't know how to get to the gold. I want
yeah,
you to talk a little bit more about that because you've obviously done it, man. And I know
yeah.
for by any means the kind of person you are, you're not done. Like you've got a lot left ahead of you, but you have
Mhm.
seen a lot of success. So could you talk a little bit more about like what it took day in and day out to get to this point while having the vision, but you also recognize how you had to act in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you just said is key. Like the vision, like that's like vision is looking out to a certain point and noticing. That's where that is. And then understanding the space in between it to get there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I see that car over there, but how am I gonna get to the car? Like, I gotta walk. That effort that you put into it to walk over there to clear that space, to clear that distance in between what you want and like where you are now, like that's all it's about. And that's what I had to do for sure. Like within my story, like I feel like sophomore year, that's when I had a big game and I'm like, all right, I have the ability to play at this level. Like there's not like sophomore year in college, like I have the ability to play this level. Like there's nothing like it's just me. Like and that I'm not even gonna lie to you, like that's when everything just started clicking for me, like, all right, like I know what I'm capable of. I know my ability. I know this is why I'm here. I made it here to this level. And that's already a blessing. Like I'm here at the college level playing college football. I got a couple more years and then I could make it to where I like it's all like it was a stepping stone for me to where it's like, all right, boom, here we go. Play the first game, play my game, play the start. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just start you have like you don't know it, like a lot of people don't know it. You have milestones that you don't even know that you are reaching each day, like just reaching in general. And that's when I just like I never looked at the milestones, but I just like I want to do it, I'm gonna go get it, you know what I mean? And I think that like for me after sophomore year I started like actually getting into the game where I knew the playbook, like also like knowing my job but also knowing everybody else got, you know what I mean? Like it's really just going beyond of what you want to do. Like, yeah, you want to do something, yeah, but like be beyond that. So where that little walk in between that little space that we just I just said is easier. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just so much easier, and that's like I ain't gonna lie, that's where I'm at right now. Where it's just like I'm just like yeah, like I know where I want to play. Like I want to play. I want to help this team. You know what I mean? But right now I'm on the practice ground. This is like I'm learning. Like it's back to like square one. I'm learning. I gotta this is how I do better. This is how I'm practicing. Like practicing is like key. Like practicing your technique. You're working. You're practicing. Practice on your craft. Get better at your craft. You know what I mean? And I think people just need to like people in general. I think we just need to appreciate that. Like that crafting little stage. We got to appreciate that more than anything because that makes up who we will be.
Absolutely. That's a great point, man. And I love that you brought that into this because I think too many times, yes, we set out our vision and some people have the wherewithal to get there and work hard. But like you brought up a great point of just having these little milestones. You know, there's so many, things along this process, along this walk to the car that, you use this example where like you got to celebrate those. You got to enjoy that moment. And yes, the end goal is where you want to end up and you're excited about going there. But like you got to have so much fun and appreciate and have a lot of gratitude along the way. I think that's
Yeah.
something you've done a really good job of. And
Yeah.
I think
For sure. Because that's what's like college. I mean, like, yeah, you started, you got to college freshman year, you're learn, but like after all my 4 years, I loved it. Like, I'm not gonna like, yeah, there were times I was down, faith wasn't as strong. I hit a wall. You know what I mean? Like, there's moments when I hit a wall, but it's like, if I had to go back and go through all that again, I definitely would. Because it's just like, I don't think I'll ever be like all those down moments, all those down times, or like just hitting that wall. I don't think I'll be the same person I was today if I didn't. Because it's hard. Those things like those hitting the wall or something like that. It teaches you like so much more like that certain things you can't read about, certain things that somebody's not going to tell you about. Like you have to go through it, and that's so important. I just feel like your mindset will be built on what the things you go through. Like, you know what I mean? Your ambition will be built on the things that you go through. Like it's just gonna build. Like I just feel like you hit the wall. All right, boom. I know that wall's right there. I know that's like I know how to get past this wall. I know how to climb that wall now. Like I already know like, all right, this is gonna be in my way. I know how to get around it. I know how to work through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've been
For
saying some
sure.
really cool points, man. I'm loving what you're talking about. Just some things about how you got to overcome things, and this idea, this confidence that you've instilled. It's not an arrogance of that sort of like. It's not arrogant. No, your
Nah.
confidence in your skills because you put in that work on the back end,
Yeah.
and that's killer.
Yeah. Like there's that I hope people like a lot of people don't like I don't know who listening, but I just don't hope people like take that as cockiness. Like I ain't cocky. Like just line up in front of me. We'll see what happens. Yeah, like you gonna get yours, but I'm gonna get mine for sure. Like you know what I mean? And I just feel like that's just because of like you saying, like Justin, like the work I have put in. Like you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I'm confident in my ability and what I have, the work I have put in is gonna show up when the time is needed. For sure.
And then on top of that, you're talking about these walls, and I feel like a lot of people, especially guys or girls in your similar situation that were playing college college sports and then transitioning into a professional aspect, that they're hitting these walls, they're hitting these blockages, and they're not sure what the next stage is. But what were some ways that you kind of worked through some of those things?
Uh, one is definitely my faith. A lot of praying. There were times where sometimes you just talking to God was just like a conversation I just needed to have. I'm like not even gonna lie, just conversations I needed to have. Uh, the people close to me, people close to me were huge. Just just talking to them like, hey, Dad, this is on my mind. Like after my freshman year, I got 2 picks, right? And right after I got off the field, like I saw my dad and I just cried because it was like we just talked about this. Like we just talked about how things were just not going my way or like just not going in the wall like I was hitting. And I was like, it just released me. So faith, family, and I think you like just reminding yourself that it's temporary. That was huge for me. Like I just felt like all the walls I have hit from now to where I started, like I was just like this isn't forever. Like I'm just like, this isn't forever. I can, and I personally kept thinking like, I can change this. Like I can change this. I can get past this wall. Like the like in the times that we're living in right now, like I just feel like there's there's a lot of it where I can be the change, where being the change is involvement. It just starts with you. Like whether it's like, well, keeping peace,
Mhm.
loving one another, like just I feel this is huge to say that. And then I feel like times we're in now with with social justice, but also with Corona, like I just feel like that's also been a wall for everybody.
Mhm.
Like Corona's been a huge wall that just like everybody that we all hit, where everything went on pause and stuff like that. But I feel like it wasn't on pause unless you let it pause you. Like, you know what I mean? Like where there's a lot of people that's gonna grow like from this. Like this time that we're having. Like you guys been doing these home workouts and stuff like that. Y'all like this aim is growing. You know what I mean? Like it's always gonna grow. And I feel like your mindset should grow from this pause. Like there's certain things that's paused, but like not everything's paused. You didn't pause. We're still doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we can always grow from that.
JB, I love that, bro. And I think that's something we got to talk about because that's what people need to hear right now with everything going on. Like adversity either makes you or breaks you. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can take it, you can internalize, and you can say, okay, yeah, this time sucks. This was hard for me, made my life more difficult, but there's value in it somewhere. Or
Yeah.
you can be like, ah, man, make excuses, say it's too hard. Yeah, I'll just wait. I'll wait for times to get better. No, dude, like Ambition in Mind was started in the middle of the pandemic. Like
Yeah, exactly.
we started
Exactly.
because we knew people needed to hear this message. We knew that there were people out there, like you're talking about, that when times get tough, they're going to back down because they're going to be like, man, I don't have the motivation right now, or I just got to wait for it to get easier. No, dude, like go have ambition right now. Like it doesn't matter what is going on.
Exactly.
You can't control
Exactly.
it, but what you
You
control is
can't.
with your mind.
Yeah, exactly. With your mind and what your mind also plays into your attitude. You control that. Like those two, like your mind and your attitude. Those are things that you can control right now in this pandemic. Things are gonna change around you so much, like so much where I didn't even like we didn't get here till a week before training camp, like kind of like a week before training camp for stuff started, and it was just like that time where I did get picked up until like till training camp. I was like, bro, like am I doing everything right? Like all right, yeah, these workouts, yeah, I'm doing the workouts, but like, is it enough? Like, is it enough? Is it enough? But like, that was also my mind. Like, I need to do more. I need to do more. Like, what else can I do? Like, sitting at home waiting for the game to load up on Call of Duty. I'm just like push-ups. Yeah, I could do some push-ups right now. I could just do some push. You know what I mean? It's just like, but I just think that like you said, adversity makes you or breaks you, and I think if anything, it has no reason to break you. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Like, like if it breaks you, don't say it's adversity. It's you breaking yourself.
that's facts.
Like you're blocking yourself from these things that's out there to go get. Like, you know what I mean? Like one thing I did pick up during Corona, COVID time is reading. Like I started reading more often. Like I just got like they gave us this book called Atomic Habits, and it's just like building your habits on just the things that the things that you can build on, the things that you start like that you got that you're like I don't know that your personalities have like I have confidence. Build that confidence. Continue to build that confidence. Like I can organize really well or something like that. Like build on that. Like just make sure everything is straight. Not just organizing your stuff that you have, just but your life. Organize your life. You know what I mean? But it was just huge. It was just not letting the things that I can't control stop me from the things I can control.
Yeah, I
That
love
was
that,
huge for me.
man. One thing you mentioned too that I really want to talk about is you talk about like how you truly believe in your heart and your mind that you can make a difference. You can have a change. And I totally agree with you, bro. I think everybody has a platform to do that. I think one of the things you got to do, and I love how you prioritize it perfectly. You said faith, family, and then yourself. And I think that's the way it's got to be. But the part about you is important because you have to believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you truly believe in what you stand for and your values and what you think is important, you're going to be able to have the motivation to push through hard times. For
Hmm.
example, like with AIM, like we knew like our team, me, Justin, Judah, the people that help us, our AIM Alpha fam, like everyone associated in this movement, we truly believe in helping people hear this message. And so like, yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, we've had, to work really hard hours and things have come up, but like we believe in the vision so much that we're willing to push through that. Same thing with you. Like you believed in yourself so much, you're going to have an impact and have a platform. Like you're going to do whatever it takes to continue to be successful. And I love that, bro.
Yeah. I think that's important. I mean, believing turns it up another notch. Like not just like, yeah, you believe, but like, do you really believe? Like ask it twice if it has to. Like, yeah, do you believe? Yeah, I believe, but like, do you believe? Like, like just ask it again. It makes it much more powerful because like when you believe, everything that like pushes you to do it turns it up way more. It's just like, yeah, AIM's gonna get started, but like AIM's really gonna pick up. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just pushes you to do, like, because you believe it, like it's gonna happen, so what's coming. Like you're prepared for it to succeed, like to take that stepping stone, and like you gotta bet on yourself. When it all comes down to it, you gotta bet on yourself. Like that's what you gotta, like, you just gotta bet on yourself, and sometimes you're gonna lose things that are temporary, but you're gonna know they're temporary because the things that are consistent are gonna stay forever.
Ain't that the truth, man?
It's gonna stay forever, man. And I just feel like that's what, not just, I mean, I'm an athlete. There's probably non-athletes listen to this, right? So it's like not just in life. Like believe that you're gonna succeed. Whether you gotta also remember that you succeeding isn't just the one thing, just in general, succeed in general. Because your mind's gonna be set on one thing, but God also has another plan. Like God also has a plan for you where it's not like that. That's not what you need. Like He's gonna get you something where you are gonna succeed. You know what I mean? Like, so believe is also faith. Believe and you believe is also faith. That's low key the definition for it, low key. So just believing in it, just believe in having faith, like faith in yourself. Believe in yourself. Bet on yourself for sure. That's
do
it.
that, bro. That's good stuff, man. That's really, really good.
I think that's the key that so many people are just missing right now. This idea of we talked about it one time on another podcast, this idea of not having a plan B. So you're going to have that plan A, and you have contingency plans to, if you come slightly, like we're talking about that trip to that car, if your step gets kind of knocked off the one side or the other side, you got those contingency plans, but you got that goal in mind. And if you're not going to believe in yourself and back that up, I mean, who is?
Exactly. I think it's like dang, I forgot it was a lyric. I can't even read it. Like it's basically like shooting for the stars, like shooting so high, but you're gonna land on something else shorter. Like going, like pushing, like that car is it, but there's probably also cars between it that you can also, like, all right, I can settle for this car, but go, like, continue to keep taking that step to where it's like Coach Spear always said, carry wood and so what is it? Carry wood, chopping wood, carry water. Yeah, chopping wood, carry water. That always stuck with me because it's always in my mind from now on. Because it's like keep chopping, like keep chopping. Like that thing's gonna come down. That tree's gonna come down. Like eventually. Just keep chopping. Like that's always stuck in my head from Coach Spear. That's one of the things always stuck in my head from Coach Spear.
That's a phenomenal book. If you haven't read it, I don't know if you knew the reference, but it's a really
he kind of read it to us throughout the season, but I need to like get it for myself to read like by myself again. But that was always in my head because that's what you're saying, Justin. Is just like you're gonna fall short, but that main goal is to get that tree down. Like you're gonna keep chopping until that tree comes down. So like just keep going.
I love it.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
but man, John, I can't thank you enough for being on here today. I mean, you brought so much value, and I think the people listening will be so inspired because, like you said, the message here today is not about athletics. It's not about anything particular, but just about being successful in life and finding a goal, pushing through, keep working, keep chopping. and you're doing it so well, brother. And I can't wait to continue to watch your career unfold. And honestly, just bigger than that, just your life unfold, man. I think you're going to use it to really impact and leave a really powerful presence on this world, man. So I'm so proud of you, bro.
Man, I'm proud of y'all, man. This is crazy what y'all are doing. AIM is amazing. AIM is amazing. Especially Doug, when Doug came up to me and talked about it, it's amazing. This platform is gonna be crazy. Make sure it's purpose over platform though.
Facts.
Purpose over platform. Remember that. Purpose over platform. But I appreciate you guys having me on here, man. And this isn't the viewers or listeners, this isn't the last time. This is the last time. I'll be on here soon, man. Try to be on here for sure. I appreciate you guys having me, man. I love it. I love this.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it so much. Thanks for your time. Any final thoughts you kind of want to leave anybody with, Doug, JB?
Man, like Doug already said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But always love, man. Always love. Love is taking you forever, taking you long, taking you. That's forever. Like that's really forever. That doesn't cost a thing.
No.
To love and love what you're doing. Because if you love what you're doing and you believe in what you're doing, what other thing is it?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Way to go, man. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for listening. For the AIM team, you got JB, you got Doug, you got me, guys. Go get after it this week and just believe in yourself. That's what we're asking, guys. Have a good one.